Hello and welcome to Build and Chat, the only show where me, Tom Blythe, builds and chats. Today, it's different. There's someone there. Who is it?
Me.
Who's you?
My name is Rupert.
His name is Rupert. He is a friend. He has joined me. We're going to Build and Chat on our Together channel. That's what I'm calling it, a Together channel. Sure. We played the Muffin Time card game. So if you want, check that out after you've watched this.
And watch me whoop his ass.
It didn't happen. In today's Build and Chat, we will be building and chatting 10218
Pet
Shop.
Shop Boys. Just a pet shop. And we're the Pet Shop Boys.
Let's get started, please, because
Okay.
I don't want any part of what just happened there.
I don't know if I showed the right thing.
You didn't.
I didn't.
7.
How are you already done? That's not normal. I mean, it is normal.
8.
I'm just probably very slow.
But you know what Chekhov said?
Chekhov?
He said that if a gun is on stage in the first act,
It needs to go off later in the play.
How have you been keeping yourself, Rupert?
Inside. Like,
Oh.
I should have done. Actually, that's a lie. I've been spending a lot of time outside, but a safe distance from other people. And
In the woods.
Good. What we like to hear.
yeah. Nothing. Oh god.
What are you confused by?
Nothing. Just the amount is daunting.
Just count out what you need.
7 of these. Well, I can just do it bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by sorted bit. What about you, Tom? What have you been doing besides this?
Fuck all. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any plans ever, and I'm mostly just kind of bored, which isn't fun.
Yeah.
But I think that feels like it's kind of the same for most people.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think anybody's. Well, I'm not complaining about lockdown because of. I'm fortunate enough. We're fortunate enough, I suppose, to be in quite a provincial part of Worcestershire. So we've got space to roam.
Yeah.
We don't have to be. Like, I feel bad for my sister, for instance, and my auntie who are living in London and have to stay inside constantly and can't go. My sister can. She can go to parks and stuff. But my aunt and my cousins, because a couple of them are pretty high risk, they can't, go to parks. So they came. My auntie and my cousin came up a couple of days ago to drop off some, because I was living there. They came up to drop off some of my stuff that I left, and they said that it's the first time that they've been out, not just of the house, but the local borough since before lockdown. So that was bit mental. How are you? It's not right. None of it. I'm not even sure I have all these
Because
tiles.
I'm better. You do.
Oh, I do. I'm just unable to find them because I'm a silly man. What have you been watching?
Most recently, I've been working through The Simpsons again. What else have I been watching? Obviously, I watched
Hamilton.
I haven't watched it yet. I mean, I've known the songs for a long time, but I've not watched the recently released play. What to call it? Filmed play.
film performance. Yeah.
Film. Yeah.
I did. I think everyone's calling it Hamill film. So.
Hamill film. I've not seen Hamill film yet, but I've heard lots including stuff about Groff's spit.
It's beautiful. I also watched today with you, because you made me, the 2017 film. I have a deathly fear of clowns. I hate them. I kind of always have, ever since the Sarah Jane Adventures episode, Day of the Clown or whatever it was. I just hate the things. They are horrifying, and I can't deal with it. So throughout the entirety of the film, I was just uncomfortable. I didn't enjoy a second of it.
I did. Watching him suffer was hilarious.
Enjoy this clip from Snapchat of me shitting myself. You can see the terror in my eyes. Genuinely, it wasn't a good time, except for him, because
I enjoy watching him suffer.
Yeah.
No. No, don't cover his face! Ah, stop! You fucking fuck!
This isn't real enough for you, Billy. I'm not real enough for you. Oh, shit. Georgie.
Yes, I'm finally onto the second page. No, third page. Oh, well, technically fifth page, but
Who's counting?
not me. Where's all my purple stuff? Were they purple? Is it brown? Is it brown?
That's fine.
Brown. So these bad boys.
Rupert, we did drama together, didn't we? In A level.
Yes. We did. We did.
That was a time in our lives.
Stressful.
So for our drama A level, we had to do 2 pieces. We had to do a devised and a scripted, which is standard protocol for a drama course. And for our devised, we chose to do a piece revolving around local school politics, and we spent way too long researching and not enough time writing or doing anything that we should have been doing, like rehearsing. Did we write the script in the last week?
Maybe we never had a script. We just sort of had like a few pages of just ideas, like perhaps a monologue here, perhaps. There was never a script.
Well, there was, because I wrote a script at the by the very end, so that we had lines that we had to learn.
Right.
And I think I wrote it in that last week. That's kind of where we were at in terms of productivity, and it wasn't great. It didn't end out great because we didn't learn it. We didn't rehearse it very well.
But there were some pretty fantastic moments in it.
There were.
So in it, there's a bit where
I'm going to talk about my bit first because it happens chronologically.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what I was going to talk about because I was thinking the same thing.
So I get pied in the face. And it's alright that was scripted. What wasn't scripted was quite what would have happened to the pie. Because we were expecting it to be we weren't expecting it to be cream, we were expecting it to be prop cream. And then the prop cream disappeared.
Yeah, the Bugsy Malone stuff.
Yeah.
They'd done a Bugsy Malone, they'd done a production of Bugsy Malone and they had the gun fuel, which was just prop cream.
It was just suds or something. Yeah, so this prop cream went missing. So our teacher had to run down to Tesco and pick up some real cream.
Yeah.
Um,
Whipped cream.
real whipped cream, which was then done onto the plate at the start of our performance. And I get pied
11.
or so minutes in.
Yeah.
So it's
11
minutes in quite a hot studio, and it melts. It melts real bad.
But you also had water on your face as well because
Yeah,
I splashed.
I got water splashed on my face in an earlier bit, because great. I think all of this was my idea too. I don't know why I decided, hey, let's subject myself to this. But, you know, it's fine. It's for art. So, this happens. I get pied in the face. And then, straight after I get pied in the face, I have to turn to the audience and do a serious monologue. And I cannot see a thing because I just have cream everywhere. And during this monologue, I'm meant to wipe this down. I had one tissue in my pocket and it got sodden very quickly. I was just kind of scraping it off by the end. I could not see a thing. It was white out. At the end of my monologue, I had to kind of guess where I was going.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was...
You did well. You
I was
you,
alright.
You kept your characters together and your emotion together, and you got through the monologue.
Yeah.
Successfully.
I had to go and off and then wipe my face down properly for the later bits. And I didn't know what was happening. Someone just handed me something and I just used it to wipe. I was later told that it was just someone's polo shirt that just was lying about.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I can't remember whose it was, but someone's school polo shirt was just lying about and it was just handed to me to dry off with. So I just wiped my creamy face all over this thing. And whilst this is happening, Rupert is running over with...
Well, I'm not running.
You're just kind of jogging.
So I came across from the left. So, because remember, he's been splattered with cream and with water. And that's now on the floor. And the floor of the room that we're doing it in isn't carpeted. It's a dance studio, where it's supposed to be. And the floor is this...
linoleum
rubbery...
of some kind.
Oh, what now?
Linoleum.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? What's linoleum? It's a type of flooring.
I didn't know this. Anyway, so the floor is that. And we hadn't practice run it. We'd rehearsed this piece, but we hadn't rehearsed it in this room. And
the piece as a whole was frantic. We were running where we shouldn't be. As a whole, our transitions between scenes was not good. And had we rehearsed the transitions between scenes better, this would not have happened. But we didn't, and it did.
So I come across. I drop the chair. I go off. I'm going off out of frame to get my jacket.
Yeah.
For my next performance, for my next scene, which is I've got to do it now. I've got to do a serious
really
monologue.
serious. The piece isn't well structured.
No.
We have fun times for a bit, and then we slow down to a grating halt to do two quite serious monologues, one after another.
But as I'm running across to get my blazer, I slip over, and it's on camera. You see me go. You don't see me hit the floor, but you see me. Oh wait, no, it's just off, isn't it?
Yeah.
You run off, and then you hear, huh! and then because my feet just fell, they just went from under me, and I just went on my back, and you just hear, huh! Poof!
Yeah.
And then you hear the whole crowd go, because they know they can't laugh.
Yeah. Our co-star is on stage, and because she's on screen, it means that she can't get out of it. She dies.
She does her best to compose it. The initial reaction to seeing it is and then she composes herself. And Tom wasn't. He wasn't in.
He was off. I was still wiping my face. I kind of knew what was happening, but didn't. And I was like, oh.
And I remember. I fell over, and I thought. I remember thinking. I think what I thought was. Oh God! Don't laugh. Oh God! Get on the blazer, and then I go out, and I do this monologue, it's not particularly well written or anything. It's just a letter. It's just I'm just
You're just reading a letter.
I'm
that-
reading a
that was
letter that was actually written. And
We should have cut that letter down.
I know, we should have done. And I actually keep it together.
It's genuinely amazing. It's one of as a thing. It's one of the kind of the finer bits of acting I've seen from you, just because of how well you hold it together. Like, it's astounding to me that you fell. Not.
I think perhaps I don't think it's particularly my credit to my acting skill. I think I just held on to just the shame and embarrassment just to stop myself from laughing, because there were several moments I remember distinctly. There were several moments when I was doing that letter where I was just a fraction, just the tiniest amount away from just breaking. And
I don't think you can see it in the footage.
Because you can see the tells, which is I turned into, because there were times I wanted to smile that I sort of turned into grimaces. Like, I'm reading and I sort of go like,
oh yeah, you do, don't? Yeah, you do.
I do sort of like this, and they were only because I really wanted to smile and my muscles weren't gonna stop, so I had to turn it into something that wasn't
you had to tense in a different way.
smile, and I managed to get through it. And was that the last scene?
We had a scene after that where we harassed our co-star.
Oh yeah.
But
But then it was the penultimate scene then or something, wasn't it? But basically, as soon as it was finished, I just started absolutely howling.
It could have been so much better, but oh well, it's in the past. Not much we can do now.
Honestly, I look back with fondness because of that, just because of those moments.
Yeah. And then we did our scripted, and our scripted was a bit better because we didn't have to really do any research.
You're so far ahead of me. But now I'm far behind, and I've got to find slopes.
Yeah, the big thing with the scripted was that I had to learn how to do a Welsh accent because we were doing Look Back in Anger, and I was playing Cliff.
Yeah,
Cliff. I'm not good at accents. Let's put it that way. I can't do them. I've never really been able to do them. I can't do voices either. I can't do impressions. It's a state. I had to learn how to do one of the harder accents to learn because it's just a bitch and constantly changing. And I think I did all right.
You did.
I watched a fair chunk of Ivor the Engine.
Oh, here's a how do you do.
And learnt a little bit of a Welsh accent. Alrighty then, boys. Alrighty then, boys.
Yeah.
How are we doing today?
Something like that.
It sounds close.
It was good when you actually like, but back when we did it.
Yeah,
it
back when
was
we did it because I kind of kept topping it up.
It was really quite solid.
Shall we dance? Yeah, I'm proud of that. You were all right in that too.
Well, I didn't have a challenge like that. I just had to be angry.
You just had to be angry.
The Lady Pusillanimous has been offered a brighter, easier world than old sexers could ever offer her. Hi, Prusy. What do you say we get the hell down to the arena and maybe feed ourselves to a couple of lions, huh?
But you still had like a lot of pages to learn, and you learnt it.
Well, that's what you got to do, isn't it?
Yeah. But it was just a lot of pages of just monologuing.
Yeah, it was a lot of rant. The thing that I found difficult was the fact that it was all rants.
And
so it was
you had to kind of build an ebb and flow of
of
energy.
energy of like that was the difficult thing is because I found early on in learning my lines I found myself constantly saying the same thing twice or multiple times or just going off on one that actually I thought was part of the script but wasn't at all because it's just all this. It was just all the same.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're so terribly annoying and I can't stand you.
You're just a shitty wife.
You're a horrible wife. Why do I put up with you? You're the worst. And it's just all stuff like that. And then when I go on the thing about her family, when I'm like, oh, you know, the Marquess of Queensberry, who wouldn't want a spot of bother with those toss pots. Oh, I can't remember.
Who knows?
But yeah. And I remember thinking okay, we'll be really angry. Let's be really angry. And our teacher constantly like, no, you've got to be even more energetic. And I'm like, Jesus, because I was like, and in the end, I just thought I thought I was being in just complete and utter rage mode, but on stage it worked.
Yeah.
Especially when I did the. And now the bloody bells have started. Back in Edway.
Oh, hell no, the bloody bells have started! Back in that window, there's somebody going crazy there, I don't want to hear those bells!
Oh,
Yeah.
I was really yelling at that point. I think when we finished, because we done that 3 times, which isn't so many, but when I'm screaming the whole time, by the end of it, I was just
Yeah,
so
because
done.
we'd done it for a
That day.
rehearsal.
We did a rehearsal, then the run through for the. Oh no, did we do 2 rehearsals? No.
I think we did 2 rehearsals.
2 rehearsals. Then we did the piece for the examiner. And then we did the piece for the families.
And the piece for the families was so much better.
So much better. Because the piece of the examiner, the one we have filmed, it's not dreadful.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But it's like missing a bit. It's missing
like
my bit, to be honest.
Oh yeah, because there was the moment where it was my fault. It was my fault.
No, it was my fault because I didn't hit you.
Why did you get my wife to explain it to you? She's educated, that's right, isn't it?
Leave her alone, I said.
Girl here wants to know whether her boyfriend will lose all respect for her if she gives him what he asks for, stupid bitch.
And then because I didn't hit you,
yeah.
there wasn't a bounce off for the next line.
Yeah.
And then you skipped way ahead. So it was a bit of both of our faults.
Because I had a line that made you want to go, that you had to repeat what you said before, but hit me with a newspaper.
Yeah.
And I basically just, it's important because I go, don't hit me. Like, I don't say that, but
yeah.
It's why it's important. I can't just suddenly go, don't hit me. And I could have, when I looked back, when I looked back in anger, I thought there was a way I could have done that, and I didn't.
There was an earlier point in the script that you could have jumped to.
Because when I was on the stage and we were in front of it was the examiner. Yeah, I panicked and I thought, oh, what's the next line of mine that will make sense now? And I just went to it. It worked.
It's only a second, and you can't really tell other than there's a bit of awkwardness, and it's like, but. And it was an agonising second.
Yeah, but the awkwardness is... Yeah, for us it was agonising, but the awkwardness works because that's the...
Yeah.
But it was annoying because I missed... Because doing that, I made you miss your little paragraph you had.
Yeah, which, like, in the scope of the thing, doesn't feel like much, but when it's all you, and then, like, just me interjecting a couple of times, when I have a paragraph, you want that paragraph. Like another thing to note about that piece was that I had to undress. I had to.
Oh yeah.
I had
to fight on. Oh, I've messed something up here.
What have you done?
Oh no, it's fine. We didn't undress. You had.
I had boxes on, and then boxes under those boxes.
Because you had to wear 1950s boxes, which are very loose and very baggy.
Yeah.
So there's no way that you would have worn just those because everything would have been,
exposed,
hanging loose.
Oh yes, there's a Vaughan Williams.
Which is fine, unless you're in front of all of your friends' parents and your own parents
and the head teacher. No, it was a more successful piece, the second one, and I'm much happier with it.
Yeah, it was a good time. I actually had fun. I actually had fun on the stage, which is I didn't with the devised. It was funny what happened, but I was in utter misery.
Yeah.
As I think we all were.
Yeah, nothing went well with that devised. Like, there's a bit where you're meant to pull some sheeting out of my...
And it was so close, because we tried it before and it worked really well. Because there was a piece I did a magic trick and I pulled the classic, like,
long
cloth gag.
thing.
And
it was all tucked up in my back. And there was a fairly long stretch where it was all tucked up in my back.
And you couldn't see it.
And then right at the last second, I was pushed or something, and it fell.
Ugh.
It's just little things like that that just
went wrong.
yeah.
And it was our fault for not properly rehearsing it.
Yeah.
But damn,
Like most of these things were just ideas we put on a
luck was not
flip
on our
chart
side.
and then we didn't really develop out. But oh well. What's happening, Rupert?
We're having a mental breakdown.
Is it getting light outside?
It's getting light outside. I've not slept. I want to sleep.
Yeah. Now you know the pain of doing a build and chat. It is currently 4:30, which is grand.
I can't get this on.
There you go.
Thank you, Tom.
No problem. Here to help. We did DAV, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a thing.
You sound really infused by...
So I was distracted. I was figuring out the pattern for the Lego. Yeah, no, we did. I was with you for only gold.
But you did bronze and silver as well.
I did do bronze and
just in
silver, but I
different
was just in
groups.
a group. Yeah.
Maybe I'll do a follow-up in the future where I cover the other ones because, you know, but Gold TV was fun, but it was a time.
I had fun. I thought it was only fun. The bits that were so there was the sheep on night 3.
3.
So on night 3 we were by a lake. By a lake under a mountain. It was lovely. It was a beautiful place, but there were these sheep. They weren't your classic like meh things. They were like bleh. And we'd try and sleep, try and go to sleep or just relax. And it was just bleh, bleh. And these things didn't even seem to sleep themselves. And in the morning, it's like we just wanted, to wake up slow, just and easily. But bleh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was that night, and and you can see one of those sheep in the video, and I fudged that shot. That's actually a shot that I took from the next day, but I just put that in there because I ran out of footage. Yeah, and then the day before was the day I truly hated and wanted to just die.
Was it the tick day? The tick in your bum?
No, that was the same day as the sheep.
So what was the day you hated?
It was the day that was just uphill, and then just uphill for the second half of it. Just steep uphill, constant. And then we get to the top, and it just didn't end. It just kept going. It's like, oh, after this peak...
No, that was the day after. That was the day after the sheep.
No.
It was, because that
wasn't.
It 100% was.
It wasn't.
I can guarantee you it was.
I can guarantee you it wasn't, because I know the order of the video.
I know, and I remember the day because it was the rise after the sheep. That's the one I remember being the, oh, that's the end. Oh no, there's another peak. Oh no, that's the end. Oh no, there's another peak. The one before the sheep was.
Fucking look at this
The
video.
one before the sheep was the Roman steps. That was the day before the sheep. So the day before the sheep was the tick one. But it started out as the lake, and then we walked across the bog. I got your water bottle. We went over that hill.
No. Hate to tell you, but it wasn't.
It was 100%.
You get the tick on night 1.
Yeah.
And then we head down past the water, across the bridge, and then it's just uphill for the rest of the day, and then we get to the mountaintop on the second night.
It was that the walk across the bridge. It was when it was doing this, and then we went up straight up that bank. Like there was that really steep push up that bank.
Yes.
That went across to we found Mr. Baxter, who I was telling us about the shouty farmer.
Yeah.
And then from there, we went on.
Yeah, and that's the second day. The sheep was the third day. I can tell you, I have the
I
video
know.
open.
I'm just saying, but it was after the sheep where it was the infamous never-ending hill.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Well, unless you're thinking of like this hill, but that's not the like that hill where we just went up the side of the hill. But the day 2 hill's the one that killed me because it was just the second half of the day was just uphill constant, whereas that day was we went down for a bit. And I was tired. Like I lost all energy. I was crashing hard because I was kind of out of sweets and.
Is this the day we camped by the lake? But that wasn't. But at the top of
the mountain one.
I remember I think we're thinking of different days because I remember that day me and Sam were just.
You were jubilant and
energized.
I was pissed at you because I wasn't. I was cranky as all hell.
Me and Sam were just dancing away to Meatloaf. But no, the one I remember as the day being the hill with endless peaks was the day after the sheep.
So the last day.
Yeah, the last day.
See, no, I was fine with that day. That day was fine.
I was fine with it, but that's just the hill I remember being the never-ending one. Where's the last brown petaled stub thing?
There.
That's what's been taking me so ages. Wow, I'm not tired.
Yeah, so that was a distinct moment in our lives, wasn't it?
I think Cameron, out of all the people we know, had the worst time on that DV one because their group, the day of that lake, the one that you say was your worst day, they went up that top of the hill that you know how we were by that lake. There was another hill at the back of it.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they went to the top of that because they thought that was where the lake was.
Oh.
And then found out that it wasn't and had to come down.
Oh.
Which is why when they got here, I remember when they got there, Cameron was the most red-faced. Not because he was angry or because he was...
Oh, yeah, no, I remember that.
He was just broken.
Yeah, I was broken at the end of that because it was just like, oh, I couldn't. But I can't imagine going over the top like they did.
On that day, that campsite, me, Sam and Adam, we set up our tent to discover that there was a massive boulder just in the middle.
Oh, I remember that.
Because it was covered in grass, so when we planted the tent down, it just looked like
I think our pole had broken that day, so
Yeah, it did. I remember you asking Mr. Beach.
And like that day wasn't great because it wasn't like, oh, we can just socialize at the end of the day and just kind of congregate. No, because it was so blustery and cold and wet. It was just get inside, bung the cooker outside quickly whilst as quick as you can.
No,
but just stay inside.
No, that one, that campsite was a good one for me. I liked it. Good memories.
Do you remember how chaotic that pub meal was though? At the end of it.
Oh yeah. Well, I had fun.
I had fun, but it was chaotic.
It's because everyone was so happy to have real food.
Yeah.
Because up until then, especially me, because I had that fucking Uncle Ben's.
Oh yeah, didn't you just bring a lot of rice or stuff, and it just wasn't.
I brought this Uncle Ben's stuff, but it wasn't just boiling the bag rice. It was like, you know, like Mediterranean whatever, and it was pre-cooked, but it was cold. And I couldn't just put hot water in it and let it boil because you're not allowed to use the bag.
Oh.
So I just ate the fuckers cold, and it was just miserable. And on that, and one of the reasons I liked the sheep day, despite the sheep, was because I'd saved my super noodles, and I had 2 packets of super noodles just in one sitting, and it was just the most glorious thing ever. And then that pub meal came around, and
yeah, but it was a good time. And I do miss it. I do miss kind of just doing that, and you never did hate it while I was there.
fuck. Do it. Oh.
And that is yet another build and chat. It is 5:10 a.m. and we are going to go to sleep.
More like temporary death. But I'm not complaining.
Alright. Let's get some fucking sleep.
Please.